let you know. Okay, go.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Chanda. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a psychic shaman and hands-on healer. So Veronica and I have been working together now for about a month, combining sound healing and hands-on healing. I started as a Reiki master, which is kind of what everybody is familiar with. But tonight what you guys are going to be experiencing is called 13th Octave Lahochi and Angel Light Healing. So it's kind of Reiki is kind of an initial initiation into bigger types of energy and energy of body work. 13th octave resonates at a much higher frequency, so the healing is much bigger and much deeper. So you're going to feel the effects of the hands-on healing through the sound bath for days after. For those of you who know me, thank you for coming. Thanks for experiencing this. This is something that I've been wanting to put together for about 5 years. It's very hard to find a sound healer that will work with hands-on healers and vice versa, and so the combination of Veronica and I doing this has just been a really magical experience for people. So what you're going to experience in the body, you're probably going to feel some vibration or some tingling. You might feel changes of heat and coolness in the body. More than anything, just an overall sense of peace and comfort. So just try to relax and allow yourself to just let yourself go, allow the healing to expedite. If it's emotional, allow your emotions to flow. Your emotions are absolutely valid, and that's what this space is for. We're here to hold that safe space for you and to help heal in whatever way that we can. So the one thing that I want you guys to think about tonight as you go into the healing is what's an energy that you're ready to let go of today. And to really think about thinking about letting something go that you're ready not only to let go of your body, but also in your mind and your spirit. And then on the opposite end, as we're breathing, as we're doing the breath work through this time, really thinking about an energy that you're ready to start breathing into the body. And when I say breath or breathing in, breath is how we change the way we live, it's how we change the way we think, it's how we change the way we move. And so breathing in an energy is really going to start to help to bring that down into your cells, really allowing it to mix and to change and reconstruct your DNA. So just by simplifying and giving an intention to what you're ready to start breathing into your life and into your body, you're going to feel the effects of that much more deeply. To take that even further, once you realize the energy that you want to start breathing in, I want you to start giving it a color and allow whatever color comes to mind to start filling your body, allowing that color to transmit anywhere in your body to the depths of the body that it needs to go so that you can get the healing that you're here to get today. Does that make sense to everybody? Does anybody have any questions? No? Okay.
You'll be guided not like as you're going through, you say, okay, now we're working on release, and now we're working on the attention to bring it.
Not today. This is. If you'd like me to, I absolutely can. We've done it like that before. If that's something that you're really wanting, I'm happy to do that. But this is really a process for you, knowing that this is your process of healing, that you can take control of the healing that you want to have in your body and when and where.
Right.
So.
Also to touch on that spirit, as far as so we're different. Mm-hmm. We have different strengths. We view our strengths differently, which is perfect for us to work as a team. And so all of our sessions are completely different. So it's not uncommon for breathwork to just be included if that's what you need.
Yeah.
So just know that you're probably,
you're
saying you need it, you're probably gonna get it.
Yeah.
So we'll just come out and be like, okay, we're gonna do some breath work, 3 deep breaths, count to 4, we'll walk you through it. She'll even hold you, okay, you need to breathe. And so you're most likely gonna get some breath work, just so you know.
Yeah.
But this one specifically is not that.
It's for me. I think she's talking
And I feel it, so
and it honestly is all encompassing. So I'm going to be moving around to each one of you specifically. So I'm going to be doing hands-on energy work with each one of you. So it may be something to where I knew you needed it right when you walked in. So as a psychic and an intuitive, I'm like, okay, she needs some healing. I've seen it. I've seen all of the energy already. So when I get to it and working on you, yeah, it's going to be very specific. So.
And then once I start rocking the bowls, they're showing me every energy center that has vulnerabilities, that has fractures, and I'm gonna go over all of that. Are you done?
Yeah, sure.
Do you guys have any more questions for her? Because we kind of go back and forth, just so everybody knows it's how we roll. So we have different insight, and so we play really well together in that department. She's gonna be on some whole other stuff, and I'm gonna be on some whole other stuff, and then we're gonna switch places, and you'll see what we mean. So I tell everyone I'm about to ring your bells. You guys are all new, so you guys don't know what I mean by that, but
You will.
you will. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna start by passing this very special oil around. Go ahead and pass that way. And this is the detangling solution, and what this does is it allows all those sticky cords in us that pull our energy from ourselves, it's gonna help them slide away. So if there are things that you feel your power is connected to, this allows you to release them without it being so difficult for you, because sometimes we like to hold on to things. I like to call it sticky. That's sticky.
What do you do with it?
So
Put
rub
it
it
under
through
your
your hands.
nose.
And what I like to do is to clasp my hands like this
Okay.
and to breathe in.
Gotcha.
Sweet. Okay. And so the other stuff that I have brewing for us over here, so this creates a portal and a ritual for us. This not only sets the stage, but it allows us to feel safe. When we feel safe, we are at our best and we are in a receiving mode. We're not blocked. We're not protecting ourselves. And basically this little building is a vortex of that. So people come in and their guards are down and they're just, and then they're like, I need, and then they come at you with everything they need. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're quiet and we just kind of know. So just know that all of these things in front of me are designed to help you feel safe.
Sacred, very, very, very sacred items that have all been blessed and are sealed and healed, and yeah, just
Over and over again. The majority of these stones are from other countries, states as well. I mean, these things have been charged in vortexes and they're very powerful. So we essentially have all areas of Earth with us here to help us heal and strengthen ourselves for the greater good. We're all connected and we are stronger together. And so once we join together and stop seeing the world as dark, lonely, difficult, that's when we start to bring in everyone that mirrors us, and we see it because it's different, and somehow we just feel different, but it's up to us to move forward in a constructive manner versus just jumping in. And we were talking about this today, just taking your time and assessing the situation with the new insight, because energetically for months now, and then up and down, we've gotten a lot of energetic shifts that just brought so much downloads into all of us, where we're feeling tired, we're feeling drained. The intuitives of the world are having their asses handed to them right now, and it's definitely not something that we need to back down from. This is meant to strengthen us, and it's up to us to hold this for everyone we love. And the majority of us already recognize that. The majority of us know that who we are is bigger than us. So we don't operate in the world in a place of selfishness, so we often feel like we're taken advantage of. This is going to bring our power back to us, to where we recognize that we have choice. We do not have to do what others want and need. That's on them, that's their shit. So rather than us adapting to what others need, we need to remain in our frame, and we tell them how to treat us or how they get to be in our lives. That's on us. And most people that are in dark places right now, and I'm getting this right now, that we have people, and it gets heavy, so I feel you guys. This is where all of the connection occurs, where I'm like, wow, you need to breathe, we need breath work, because it's heavy on my heart. And so we feel like we don't have our power because someone else has not only taken it, but is feeding off of it almost. So it's definitely up to us to take our power back by disconnecting it, and then us choosing how to proceed moving forward. So this doesn't mean that people just have to be eliminated out of our lives. This just means that we have to operate differently. All the insight we have, the wisdom we have known, but because we were still in the situation, we knew better, but didn't actually exercise it. So with the current energy, all foundations that are fractured and weak are falling apart. So everything that isn't good, that isn't for us, is falling apart. And
this is why I say to you guys, really think about finding the intention of what you're ready to let go of today. When you come into this ceremony, when you come into this space, this is really about letting go. It's about letting go. It's about finding who you are within yourself so that you can connect to your higher self and essentially connecting to source or to God, whatever form you choose. And knowing that it can be something as simple as through a small intention of letting something go, or a small intention of breathing something into the body, where we can literally make these major shifts in our life. We think as humans that we have to suffer or sacrifice in order to succeed, and that is not the case at all. Love does not mean sacrifice in any aspect of the word. So just through small intentions on a daily basis, creating this intention of, okay, today, this is what I'm ready to let go of. It might be the same every day. It might be different at different times of the day. Could be something that you make into a mantra for the entire course of the month, but whatever it is, it's something that you're doing that's coming from the heart. It's not coming from the ego. You're then sitting yourself in a love-centered place to where you're starting to change your life at every single step that you make because you're doing it with intention.
Exactly. And so we have that personal power over ourselves. It's just up to us to declare it. Nobody's going to hand us that. Nobody's going to say, here's your confidence, Toots. Here's everything you need to tell me to fuck off. It doesn't work that way. So it's up to us to find that within ourselves. And the only way we find that within ourselves is obviously learning, but then deploying it. So something that we tend to do is protect ourselves, protect our energy. But here's the thing. If you're training, and you never go to war, what's it all for? You know what I'm saying? So it's like the training for the marathon, the lifetime training for the Olympics. You know, this is where we get to flex our skills, but it's up to us, because everything in front of us moving forward is going to be different when you've leveled up. And that's going to cause certain things to surface for you that maybe you weren't in the past. And you're going to be like, okay, do I got this? Is this me? And here's the thing. It wasn't you, but it is now. That's the only reason you're faced with these things. That's the only reason you're in these situations, is because you belong there. You just have to belong there. But you got to do that within yourself versus having someone say, okay, you're ready, or hey, you're important, or hey, I see you. No. I see me. I didn't notice you. Thank you for making me realize you exist.
Thank you for the acknowledgement.
It's a perspective thing, because we have all of these limiting beliefs in us, but it's the same exact situation. It's just a matter of how we perceive it. So rather than us having like, oh, I gotta change this about me, oh my God, it's so hard. Don't focus on what your problem is. Focus on what you're doing in that moment.
And that's why I say intention. When you allow yourself to let it go, to just let something as simple as saying the word and letting it go, you have no idea how much you will stand in your authentic truth. And that truth becomes reality just from that small intention. So you can shed more layers than you know just through personal intention when it comes from a love-based part.
One session, and you, again, when I ring your bells, you'll know. No big deal. The clarity that'll surface. And so we leave here blessed up. So I hit Palo Santo, that's from Peru. And I mean, like I said, all of this stuff is from places that energetically has something that is like, this is from the earth for you. This is going to bring you that clarity. And it's something as simple as a stick. It's not a bunch of money on all this superficial stuff, on hair, nails, makeup, like all this stuff that we believe is supposed to make us feel better. And superficially, it's like wrapping shit in a pretty bow. So we need to go within the deep-rooted healing. People are starting to understand what I mean by that a little bit more. And so basically, when you find something coming up, because you're an onion, there's layers and there's things that are going to come up. And when those things happen, it's up to you as your new, better version, as your higher self comes in. And the favorite thing that I've been doing for myself when I come across these things, because we're human as well, so we have our human setbacks that we have to push to higher self through, because when we're in our human form, we're unhappy, we're like everybody else, like I'm not this, I'm not that, this, you know, and that's all by design.
To move out of the ego.
Yeah, and it's all ego. And so my favorite thing lately is nothing. So when I used to think this makes me sad or this makes me happy, and I put things in categories, and then it became suppressed if it was negative, and it became something that I was shooting for at all times if it was positive, and I recognized that that wasn't balance. And so now when something comes up that is negative, I label it nothing. This means nothing. That person means nothing. That situation is nothing. And you take its power by labeling it nothing so it doesn't get stored away in a trauma box that has to be surfaced later in life. And then, so real quick, there's a lot going on. Holy fuck.
All day.
Yeah, no, I like it. So I'm going to explain my goals real quickly because this is going to help answer some of those questions. So what are they? What do they do? What does this mean? What do you mean you're going to ring my bell? What are you saying? So our energy centers are what drives us. We're not Legos. We're not transformers. We have feelings, we have passion, we have creativity, we have thoughts, we have wisdom. We have so much inside of us that we can't measure very well. And so the chakras, it sounds crazy, people don't want to hear it, that's spiritual, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing is when you dive into your core and you break it down into a science and facts and measurement and studies, it's like, holy shit, I have the power to heal myself at any moment. And so you just understanding where things stem from and what part of your body these things actually take place, you have so much power with just that. So here we have the root. This is the area that develops from birth to 7 years old. This is where most people get fucked up, and it's not because of any, sorry honey, jeez.
Like it's also the root of safety.
So this is your security. So from birth, let's say your parent has issues and is dealing with stuff and they're protecting themselves or they're crying or, you know, there's an infant so they don't believe that this child is understanding what's happening. We absorb things from birth, from, you know, conception at times. And so if this area is off, we don't know, we had nothing to do with it, but we're gonna have codependent
habits and relationships.
Yeah, tendencies, I don't know, because to play, people will say, oh, my person's codependent. I'm like, so are you. It goes both ways, that you participant. So everybody's like, this narcissist, this person does this and they like lose their shit, and I'm like, and you aren't saying no, you're not using your boundaries, you're sacrificing, you're giving in the idea of ownership, so you think this person's gonna need you because you're doing all this nice shit, now you're mad because they don't, but you did all this nice shit. You participated. That is from all the energy centers from the heart down. So when the energy centers are fractured and the energy isn't making its way up to our heart, we don't feel connected. We'll feel neediness, we'll feel clinginess, but that's not healthy, that's not love, and people don't understand that. So strengthening our security, strengthening our passion and our drive, strengthening our identity and, you know, who we are to the core, and not allowing anybody to take that from us by deciding who they want us to be, or, you know, that's what I say.
Want to be seen.
Take a step back before you go, you know, be the person that another wants. Decide if that person is worth your energy. You know, we're so eager to fit in and blend in and be a part of the pack that we lose ourselves because it doesn't give us time to put our energy into ourselves. So it's not uncommon for myself to just withdraw and me take a day of exercise, of rest, of sound mats, like 4 a day if I'm really having a hard day.
And that's what we've been finding over the last month too, is that if you're feeling like things are coming up, they're coming up for a reason. If you're feeling like you need to take rest, take rest. We just went through the 7-7 portal. And the 7-7 portal was a lot of release of energy, and it was literally tearing things and that needed to go at that time. So your body's gonna feel tired. You're gonna feel like you haven't, like you're not sleeping. You probably feel like you're not sleeping as well as you normally can, or not falling asleep, or not getting the type of rest that you want. These are all things associated with it. The good part about portals like this and about energy shifts is that this is our time to look within and to say, okay, if this is happening within myself, where else in my life is this happening? If it's happening in one area, it's probably going to happen in all of those other areas, right? So we can view the chakras as centers where things are coming up and exiting the body, but those things are also going to be happening most likely in every area of your life. So if it's happening in one place, take notice of that, right? Allow yourself to go within and say, okay, if it's happening here, where else is this energy coming into my life, and how am I going to remove that?
Exactly. And so once you start understanding this, it's your opportunity to share it with others. Because again, it's not just about us. We are all connected and we're stronger together. The fact that you three as a family are doing this together is phenomenal.
Yay.
Because you guys get to level up together. So you don't get to be like, you're grumpy, I need to protect myself, or I don't want to hear, you know what I mean? Like, I'm too sensitive. You guys are leveling up together. And so that's the Palo Santo, like the bless up. Like, we're all going to leave here better than we were when we came in. And that's the goal. That's the only goal this place has. And whatever the event has is what it is. And so it varies. And so
if you learn from here what safety means and how you can protect yourself no matter what the situation is, where you're, like what situation you're in, who it pertains to, safety starts here first, and then you can find safety.
And it all falls away.
Yeah.
I mean, you already know, we'll go over it, but it's there's no strength like your own. And when we're there for another, it's like zero hesitation. I got you, I can do that, I can move mountains, I'll figure it out. You know, we come through stunning for others. When it comes to ourselves, like, I don't feel like it. I'm gonna go through the drive-through. I'm gonna, you know, all these cop-outs that we do for ourselves. And so the new energy is showing you, like, how are you? And so we're getting upset with ourselves a little bit because we're recognizing that we could have been doing the things we were doing for others for ourselves for so long, and we would all be better off. Everyone on earth is better off when they deal with their own shit. You are the common denominator in your world. It starts with you. My life has changed so significantly in such a short amount of time. But here's the thing, is everything happening is what I've created. Did you just lose a tooth? No, she's bleeding. Oh no. What happened?
Are you picking your skin? What was it? Just blood on its own? I don't think so. You're picking it. No.
So we're going to talk about wounds. This is the paradigm. Let's talk about wounds. Okay, everybody, we're live. So this is totally like, this is how it is. So here's the thing with wounds.
I'm just going to leave this right here.
They can heal and they can become scabs. We pick by thinking about them. We pick by venting. Oh, when we vent, we are picking off the scab and letting that pain come through. And you are a monster if you're not in there with me. If I tell you all this horrible stuff and you don't feel sorry for me or cry, I'm gonna make it worse. I'm gonna keep telling you my story until it affects you the way it affects me. That is some toxic ass energy.
Right.
Learn to just be like. Of course. So here's the thing: is there's always outside influence. There's always there are always people trying to take. There are always challenges, but it is up to me to keep going and focus on what I need to focus on. Because again, nobody's gonna be me for me or do me like me for me. And so all of us bringing it in. You're not an asshole. You're not. You know, just because you're pulling your power into yourself doesn't mean you don't love anybody. Because here's the thing, is people are influenced by the way you move. My favorite thing is my son will always say, and he still says it, I didn't listen to shit you said, but I followed every single footsteps. Kid is in another state. near me. And I recognize that everything I do is so important to the people that love me and respect me the most because they're watching me. And I would never lead them in the wrong direction. And I recognize that their journey is their own. But if I can be a better person for them, that's going to get my head out of my ass and that's going to move me forward. So it's what we do. If we feel good and whole and stable within ourselves, everyone will see that it's possible for them to do the same through us, especially if they know us. So he sees me doing me and he's like, I gotta keep going. And he's doing him, and it's amazing. So our heart, back to the bulls. If it's not growing, it's dying. Don't guard your heart. Be very cautious over who you give it to with standards, not expectations. They're completely different. Completely different. Next we have our throat. Our throat is our truth that comes through our experiences and our voice. Then we have our third eye. Our third eye is our intuition and it's our knowing. We know, we don't know how we know, we just know. And there's no evidence in front of us to support what we know, but we know it. And then it's our crown. This is our legacy that's built off of lessons. So in our lifetimes, and it's just that information that comes through, that comes from, and it's just our connection to source. And when all of this is balanced, our life leaves a stamp. It's not born here dash death. It's your dash. It's my mom used to say, my grandma used to always tell me, I once met someone and bam, you're a legacy because something you said and did transformed somebody. And that is how you become significant. So many people
and what I'll say to that is that if you change one person, if you affect change in one person's life, you came to do in this life.
You can die now.
You have to create the ripple effect. But truly, when people, I hear people talk so much about how they wonder if their life has meaning or how is their life going to affect change. And I'm like, every single person who has walked the earth, we are here for a reason. You've affected change in one person's life. You've come what you came to do.
And it's all
but
different.
to continue that legacy, to keep that growing, we are the initial pebble that falls in the water that creates the ripples. And how is the ripple effect? How do you want to create your ripple effect that you want to shape different?
What do you want to
change?
spread?
Yeah.
You know, it's also our energy. And like when everything around us is falling down and we're just expecting some tree to fall and lightning to strike and fucking tire to blow up bucket. And it's like, those are the seeds you're planting, boo. You're just like sprinkling weeds, like, you know, only to clean them up later. When you take your time and you select, treat the future like a menu. Like, what do you want? Do not order shit. You care where your money is going. You care what is going to be placed in front of you. So take your time with that. And then know that it's going to happen. That's manifestation. Let it go. Because the waiter knows they'll be back, you know. But we're sitting in something that we ordered previously. We all have the power to change that in any moment we choose.
Through intention. I cannot stress it enough.
All right, so we're going to get started. Is there anything else anybody wants to say? Any questions? Anything?
Can I get another pillow?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Same with me.
Two. Okay.
So when we set our intentions, are we doing it to ourselves or are we doing it out loud? As if we were in a session.
Do it to yourself today. If it was an individual combination session like this.
We charge like 20 times more for your talk.
Unless if
If you want to say your intentions, that's all I'm I'm kidding.
We need to dumb it down a little.
I'm kidding.
Do you want this for underneath your legs too? No? Okay. Alright.
We're going to heal your scalp now. So that you can be like this and it doesn't hurt. All right, is everybody ready?
Okay.
So Shanda's going to be walking through, and she's just going to be working on you. You may see colors as I'm playing the
I need
bowls.
to trip on this. Do you want to put it up there?
Yeah. You will be put into a meditative state without effort.
Yeah.
So that's the cool thing, and a lot of stuff is going to come up for you. You're going to afterwards because it'll make a little bit more sense. But it's not uncommon for people to pass out if they're not sleeping. It's
And
not
that's okay.
uncommon, yeah. It's not uncommon for someone to start choking that doesn't use their voice. It's not uncommon. I mean, you'll feel the energy in the area that you need it the most. It's really cool.
Did you guys turn off all the phones?
Yes.
I'm gonna turn off your ringer.
Because we're live, I don't think
Oh,
it's
yeah,
gonna do it.
Oh,
I
that's okay. It's all part of it.
hope no one calls.
It's all part of it. It's all good.
And again, we just gotta stay in our power and not allow it to affect us, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm so hungry.
No, you're totally fine. B, we need more pillows.
There's more.
I'll
than
bring
us.
some because I got coach.
I was kind of joking, but.
There's more. Okay. All right, everybody, here we go.
Alright, guys, so go ahead and close your eyes. And I just want you to start taking some big deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Take them in counts of 4. Breathing in for 4, holding for 4, and breathing out for 4. With every breath in, breathing in that energy you're ready to start receiving and breathing into the body. chose for the energy that you're breathing in, and start breathing that in again now. Remembering that you're safe in your body and you're safe in this life. You're safe in this body and in this room, in this life, and you have the unmitigated love and protection of Source, the universe, God, the divine, through all times. With guides and angels and allies all around you. All you have to do is ask. So as you're coming back to your body, start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Take a few big, deep breaths as you come back. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
How's everyone feeling?
Tired.
Relaxed? That's what you needed.
You
You needed to take the load off, man. And that's why the crystal I chose for you sucked that parasite right out of you. You had clearing that needed to occur.
Oh, lovely.
Do you see by what I mean by you're gonna meditate whether you like it or not? Your ass will be zen. What did you think? What did you feel? What did you tell me about it?
I felt a peace,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really just wonderful, just relaxing and just.
The pain gets taken away,
Yeah.
right?
Like, even I felt
You
like
opened
in
up
my
like
knees.
this. It was
Yeah.
like as soon as she hit that root, you were like, it was awesome. And I love it when people's bodies do that, because so oftentimes our ego takes over and we go into fight or flight, right? So fight or flight for us is this response of, I've got to protect myself. And you were like,
Yeah.
like,
We
oh,
just cracked you
awesome.
open. For
It
you,
was
we
awesome.
did it for
Yeah.
you. She's like,
Yeah, it was really good. You guys all.
everyone did great.
Yeah.
Everyone has so much strength and power, just so everyone knows.
So much more than you know.
Yeah, there was no weakness here today. I just want to point that
And
out.
the one thing that I saw, and I don't know if you felt it, but as you, so as I was working,
Mm-hmm.
once you put those on, I knew that was going to happen, because I could start to feel your heart chakras coming together. So it was like we were forming this this interlocking bond with one another, so that the sense of safety. A few of you, a little bit of anxiety came up when that happened, and so that's why I kind of went back around and worked a lot more on the heart chakra. But yeah, it was a really beautiful heart tether that you guys were forming with one another.
And everybody was really harmonized and connected. Usually my bowls focus more on vulnerabilities and areas that need more attention, but instead it was very strengthening.
Mm-hmm.
It was very balancing, and it went straight to that. So that tells me that you all have a lot of power. You just needed to recognize it through it getting in balance and harmony, and also understanding what's actually happening. How are you?
No, it was great. I think I always battle.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is battling, relax, let it go. And
Yeah.
But my third eye opened,
Yeah.
and it was a trip to see that, and it allowed me to see some things and some people that
Yeah.
I
Everything
needed
has
to.
meaning.
That you were sitting on,
Yeah.
and spirit. So our souls speak to us in between thoughts.
Yeah.
So when we are out of our own way, amazing things happen.
And it
Amazing.
was interesting when I was having the girl in the journey show, Stephanie. Hi Stephanie. When I was having you breathe, your anxiety was like, I want to breathe, I want to breathe, I want to breathe, and I was like, and from a side I was like, no, you got this, you got this, you got this. And right then I saw it too. It was like cha-ching, and everything, and I know your energy, because you've been my client for a while now. But it's so beautiful, in a different setting, when I see people that I've worked on just doing energy sessions, or just doing, intuitive or psychic readings to see how your energy shifts, and for you to understand, or not even to understand, but to feel how connection outside of your comfort zone can be so supportive and so loving, where it's like I was working on her, but at the same time I'm like sending you energy like, you got this, Desiree, you got this. And it was, I could just see your higher self go, yeah, you're right, I got this.
So I grounded you.
Yeah.
That's what yours was.
Yeah.
It was
It's
so,
not
oh yeah. So this is this.
Oh no, hers was not.
This is the one this is the quartz that I got from a 14er. So this is a piece of earth that I worked very hard to find again. But it grounded you. It brought you down because your intuition was like pulling you.
Yeah.
But then your questions in your 3D life needed you down here to deal with it. So it was like it all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Right
I
down
loved it.
And I also feel like, so I've been dealing with some like gastroenteritis like issues.
Mm-hmm.
And when you touched me, you came back. It was last. It was like a last. I
The
don't know if it was an afterthought or what happened.
Mhm.
But when I let it go, like that is
Oh,
gone. Because I've
so
had this
good.
pain for like weeks. I take
Yeah.
medicine, but it's like gone.
Yeah, good.
So
Yeah, it was so much a part of like my higher self talking to your higher self, like, oh, you got this. You don't need this. You got me. You know what to do. You know what to do.
But again, there's no evidence to support
Yeah.
it. You just know something is happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? What'd you get? What'd you feel?
And what's your name?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry. Hi. I see you.
So anyway,
I totally
I
forgot.
have a lot of like ADD problems. So for me, when I start to go into something like this, I have a really hard time getting there.
Which is why you were the very last person that I worked on.
Yeah, I keep telling myself, like, get there. And
It was-
I finally started feeling calm and things. I think I had like a 3-hour movie in that whole time. Like so much stuff came through.
Good.
But one thing really powerful happened is I really got to understand something in a situation and somebody, and it hit me so hard in a different way that I've been overthinking it so much. And it made so much sense to look at that person in a different way, and I was like, okay.
It's a
okay.
perspective thing.
Yeah.
And it was interesting working on you. I worked on everyone and then went back through and then came to work on you.
Wow.
And it was
Because you had
literally
some
because
peeling
you
away.
had- yeah. And
yeah.
so for me, it was like my higher self was telling you what I was saying in the end. Like, you are safe. You're safe in your body. And it was like I was showing you through intention, and you might see this happen. You might see this come in a dream, or you might see it later on with your clarification.
Yeah.
But what I was teaching you, like in like a shamanic vision, as I was working on everybody else, was that safety starts here first. And when you can feel safe here, you can feel safe anywhere.
And I used my protection stone.
Yeah.
Because you were very guarded, and that's very uncommon when people walk in. Usually they just let their guard down.
Yeah.
And because you have been so focused on the protection of yourself, that it was beyond just you feeling safe.
Yeah.
It was actually something that you've created for yourself that is actually suffocating you. You're not feeling love from others, and they're not really feeling yours either right now because of that guard.
And that was a lot of the intention of how I was working with you, like at a higher vibration.
We couldn't perceive without breaking through that.
Yeah. So I had to come to you last, and it was interesting, especially when I was working right on your friend, because again, you're the little girl within you, like your inner child is like, when's it my turn? When's it my turn? It's me. I'm right here. Who's gonna work on me? And then I had to, and then Spirit was like, no, you have to go back down the line. So I had to go back down the line.
And it was a matter of the getting things loosened up for you, because you're very strong, just so you know. But you creating that barrier around yourself, you're like a fucking bomb ready to explode. There's a lot of energy and force within you, but since it's so contained, it's a lot of anxiety. It's a lot of fear.
And what will happen with that with you, that I want to caution you with, is that you'll move into the role of the victim a lot. When truly to step away from that, not to let anyone take your power, but to authenticate who you are by stepping into the role of being the witness. You're not a victim, right? Everything that happens, we wrote these stories for ourselves, and that's something that's very important for you to know. You wrote the story for yourself, so what's the lesson behind why it's happening, and how can you start to remove that limiting belief from your life?
Yeah.
So, and we can talk about that later too.
Yeah.
Thank
Let's
you
go ahead and-
guys. Yeah.
Everyone, thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys. Thanks for.
We're gonna finish up with our people. I hope you got a good idea of what we do. If you do have questions, leave them in the comments. We'll go ahead and answer them later. If you are curious about deeprootedhealingcenter.com is where you can go to get our sessions, calendar, about us, prices, all that good stuff. And
Thanks.
have a good night.
Okay, how do I stop this? Finish. There we go.